jail, no more PR bonds. Likewise, you're ordered not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. I'm sending notice to DPS in Austin. Every single officer in the state will know that if you're driving a vehicle and it doesn't have an interlock, you will be arrested and put into jail. Do you understand?
Judge, it's just the one previous DWI.
Okay, license, what'd you say?
License.
You're also not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license and liability insurance in your name as well. That is a part of your bond conditions. For now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You will eventually get with Roxanne for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go.
It is eligible.
Great. Okay, come on. Mr. Bustamante, I know that there are two sides to the story. I get it, right? That's why we have trials. But in the interim, we ask you to do several things. And when you don't, there are serious consequences. Number one, we ask you to show up. On your first case, you failed to appear just in and of itself, and we had to issue a warrant for your failure. We issued bond conditions on that as well. Those conditions were also broken. You've now picked up a new case. I want you to understand something and listen and hear me clearly. Mr. Bustamante, I want you to listen and I want you to hear me clearly, because what I'm doing now is I'm putting orders of protection on both of your cases. And if you violate these, you are looking at two more very serious violation of a protective order case. That in and of itself is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Do you understand? You violate conditions on that, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond.
I understand 100%, sir. Your Honor.
The only thing I am asking you to do is do not have contact with either of the complaining witnesses in these cases. I don't care if they're relation. I don't care if there's no relation. I don't care who they are. Do not have contact. And when I mean no contact, I mean no contact of any kind. No phone calls, text messages, social media, emails, Snapchat, whatever, maybe smoke signals. No means no.
It's a problem, Your Honor. It's not a problem.
So this is now an order that identifies both Bustamantes as protected individuals. You cannot communicate with them. You cannot commit an assault, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, communicate with a third party to try to communicate with them. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work.
I understand, Your Honor. I got 7 kids, and those are not the oldest ones. I'm a good daddy.
Don't talk to these two.
I understand, Your Honor.
This order only applies to these two. Don't use the other kids to try to have contact with these. If you do,
we all live together. Right.
Now you don't.
Right. I'll go to Mom's house.
Best go somewhere else, because they're going to inform those kids now that you're not supposed to be there or have contact with them.
That's not a problem, Your Honor.
All right.
The first one, my daughter, she doesn't live here. She ran away with her husband. Whenever she called the cops, she wasn't even at the house.
I don't
understand.
Don't go
want you
into
to have contact with them. I'm not asking you much. You've already picked up 2 cases. You pick up a third, I'm going to blow a gasket.
That's the problem. You got it.
State, is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. There are allegations of drug use too. We would ask for reading your analysis.
Okay. You're not to use alcohol, illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I'm going to revoke these bonds and we'll put you back in. As it stands now, you are a flight risk. I'm not going to give you a PR bond. So what'll happen now is we're going to put you back. I've got your bond set. If you have someone that posts your bond, then you must abide by these conditions.
My daughter, my daughter.
I've given you a lawyer. You need to talk to the lawyer. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say, they're going to sit there and they're going to type it to use it to prove your guilt. Just don't say anything. I'm telling you what the expectation is. So if you do get out, you don't pick up a third case.
I have a question.
What's the question,
Ask
actually?
the lawyer.
Okay, so,
That-
okay.
Okay,
We're good, Judge.
you good? Okay, all right, Mr. Bustamante, you know what's expected of you from now on. That's it?
Thank you.
Okay, so we need him to sign conditions with Roxanne whenever she's ready.
You come up here so I can.
I'm not equivalent, I want to go.
Please.
I don't want to go to jail.
Good morning, Mr. Godine.
You doing, sir?
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 26, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle run a red light and initiated a traffic stop. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and observed bloodshot eyes, droopy eyelids, constricted pupils, unbalanced, and the defendant to be talkative and have trouble concentrating. The defendant admitted to running the red light. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 2 out of 6 was reported on the HGN, a 5 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 1 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant estimated 30 seconds passing in what was in reality 72 seconds on the one-leg stand. The defendant admitted to smoking weed earlier. The defendant consented to breath and blew a .00. The defendant consented to drug influence evaluation, and a drug recognition expert believed the defendant to be under the influence of a central nervous system stimulant, a narcotic, an analgesic, and cannabis. Thank you, Your Honor. And the defendant admitted he took oxycodone or narcos and smoked weed. A blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Mr. Godin, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward to the case. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, now is the time for you to address it. I'm giving you the opportunity now. If I find it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail, and I'm going to address it myself. Oxy is one of the absolute worst things that you could possibly take because you build up such a tolerance to it. You literally put your lungs to sleep if you take too much and you end up dying. I cannot tell you how many people have died from this drug. It's absolutely disgusting. And the maker has been sued repeatedly by how many different states in this country because it's such an addictive thing. Don't use. I'm telling you now, within the next week, I'm going to test you because I want to make sure you're not using. Do you understand?
Sir.
Don't use. You've got a great lawyer here. She will take care of you, but I don't care who you have here. Jesus, you use. It's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
License prior DWIs?
The license is eligible
Okay.
and not seeing any prior DWIs here, Your Honor.
I'm telling you that I've had probably a handful of friends that have died from Oxy because they continue to take it, build up that punch and put their lungs to sleep. It's disgusting. Just don't. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to kill yourself. Life is way too short.
Yes, sir.
You're not allowed to drive unless you also have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance. Do you understand? Because you have a lawyer, we will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Ms. Barks, and she'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Be careful. Don't use. As long as you do, all is well. Come on.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Barks. So it looks like you are wanted out of the state of Louisiana for a larceny. It's a misdemeanor. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Your lawyer's asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I need to know more about you. My primary concern, number one, are you going to go back to Louisiana if we give you a bond? Number two, are you going to leave a wake of destruction? Because that's what we don't want. We don't want you to be a danger. If you're a danger, you know.
I will,
Well, I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods. Everybody does, right? But how you look on paper really tells me who you are.
Your Honor, the demanding jurisdiction requested no bond because the demanding jurisdiction showed that she is also wanted for failure to appear for a DWI, and the FTA was issued out from Caddo Parish on July 21st, 2022, but then she picked up this larceny within the last couple of months this year while that was an FTA. State requests that there's sufficient bail be set for the fugitive to be returned to their demanding jurisdiction. State requests a $10,000 bond because of the fact that it's a 3-year-old FTA. On top
This case is 3 years old.
No. The other
The DWI.
pending, right? She also is wanted for a DWI out of the same parish, but this specific fugitive case is for the larger family. I'm just highlighting the reasons for the higher bail. It's because the older case was 3 years
See
old.
what I mean? That's what I'm saying, you know? Yeah, I know what you're gonna tell me, but paper tells me another thing. And that's a big problem. The DWI has been open for 3 years. Now, the only reason we have you is so are you okay with the bond though?
Okay, with a bond, just a sufficient bond that she return herself, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes,
Judge, we wouldn't be opposed to 10,000 if you could set it at that.
Okay, I want you to understand that I don't play games.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to do this repeatedly.
Yes, sir.
I can set you a bond now, but if you don't go, I'm going to revoke this bond. I will set it at 0. And this time I'm going to hold you until Louisiana comes and gets you. And we're not going to do this again. You have one chance to make it right. We give you 2 weeks from the date of your release to go turn yourself into Louisiana. You must turn yourself in, not, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to hire a lawyer. I'm going to try to get a bond. No.
Just go turn myself.
Go turn yourself in. The other thing I'm going to tell you is that Murphy's Law, you know, what can happen will happen. Don't wait until the last day. You know what? I'm going to go turn myself in now. I don't care if you car trouble, abducted by aliens, don't matter.
Yes, sir.
As soon as you get out, I would go because that's a lot of money that someone else is toning up for you to get out. Do you understand? All right.
So I just wanted to highlight, and obviously the court set the bond, I'm not disputing that, but just because there have been 2 other fugitives from Caddo Parish that have waived, and I have 6 total from Louisiana, I imagine the transport is going to be soon. So regarding financial capabilities on restoring the bond when returned to Louisiana.
So let them know, you know, what he's trying to tell you basically is that because Louisiana, we have so many people in our jails from Louisiana, we have buses coming 1 to 2 times a week to shuffle in people from and to Louisiana. So if you were to waive within the next couple of days, they'll probably have you back in Louisiana as opposed to someone dropping 10,000. You said 10,000?
So yes.
As opposed to someone dropping 10,000 to get you out to go turn yourself in within the next 2 weeks. It's up to you. I'm just letting you know what it is, and then you guys can decide what you want to do. Has she waived already?
She's waived, that's why I can stand down if you want to talk to her.
Once, because you have already waived, so we give them a certain amount of time to come pick you up. If they don't come get you within that time, we release you. Once, if you want to post bond, you have to withdraw that waiver and you lose all the time that you've accrued toward that. I'll let it explain to you, and you guys tell me what you want to do.
Yes, Judge. All right. And Judge, I guess we need to have Bushnell and DeRoyan brought out as well for their pre-signed
Just
waivers.
enter in the pre waivers, unless you don't want them to come out to enter, then
I don't care. Just have them sign it and get it. Yeah.
Well, they don't really need to sign,
Well, it's-
pre-signed.
And just explain to them if they
Yes,
have a
Judge.
problem, or if they don't believe you, or they're giving you a hard time, just let me know. No problem.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Garza. Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 24th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an undercover law enforcement officer observed a vehicle conducting multiple donuts in a parking lot in close proximity to other vehicles and pedestrians. The law enforcement officer maintained visual of the vehicle until another law enforcement officer was able to conduct a traffic stop of the vehicle and detain the defendant. The defendant admitted he was the one driving the vehicle and doing donuts.
Mr. Garza, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Does he have a license?
It is eligible, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to participate in these types of activities anymore. Racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving. If I find that you do, first I'm going to put you in jail. The next thing I will take your ability to drive away. Do you understand? How old are you, sir?
17.
You want a court-appointed lawyer.
So what's up?
You need a lawyer to represent. Do you know if your family's going to hire you one, or do you want to apply? Okay, so you don't want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. Okay. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while I get your bond conditions. Don't drive maniacally. Do you understand? You are also not allowed to drive unless you have car insurance in your name as well. If I find that you do and without it, it's not going to go well.
Yes, sir.
Come on. All right. Good morning, Mr. Ramirez.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a major accident. The law enforcement officer observed a house with damage to the garage and the front of the house. Additionally, a Harris County Constable patrol vehicle was parked in front of another home and was damaged. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle to have damage as well. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to match the description given by dispatch and detained the defendant. The law enforcement officer met with a witness who recorded the accident and spotted the defendant as the driver. The law enforcement officer ID'd the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The law enforcement officer observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's breath, red bloodshot eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant declined to perform standard field sobriety tests. The DIC was read and the defendant agreed to provide a sample. However, due to the defendant's age, the law enforcement officer obtained a blood warrant, which was then executed.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Judge.
License?
License.
Okay, Mr. Ramirez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you become a danger to my city, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect it. You're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name.
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
18.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Might, possibly, yes, sir. Not sure. I did just apply to appoint one.
Are you working? What do you do with yourself?
Yes, sir, I do work. I'm an employed full-time cashier at Bunsa within Katy, but the money.
Don't. I just want to know if you're working.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, good job. So I'm going to appoint your lawyer today.
Thank you, sir.
Don't use. I don't care where you're going, what you're doing. I don't care if it's Jesus asked you to break bread. Don't use. It's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we have you sign conditions and find your lawyer.